Every year, thousands of Brits head to Europe for a dream new life.
To a dad, that is just pure pleasure.
This is heaven on earth.
But sunshine and scenery and a great lifestyle need to be paid for.
My bank is empty. We've got nothing left.
So to fund their fairy tale,
Get your little fishy when the boat comes in.
brave Brits are taking the plunge and going into business. On this series, we follow those expats,
Dave, you got any euros?
setting up anything from bars and boat charters in Spain to vineyards and B&Bs in France.
Not happy. Not happy.
Will they flourish
We're going to do it, we must do it properly.
or will they fail?
Money doesn't grow on trees.
It is life or death.
And can they really make a life in the sun pay?
Hands broke down.
You are joking.
It went bang.
On today's show,
Who's going first?
as they start enjoying their new life in the sun, there's no going back for this couple.
I've got my burial plot somewhere over there.
Oh, Stuart.
A reluctant expat finally moves to France.
I feel relaxed already, just because it's warm.
But how long will her new stress-free life last?
Kim wasn't very satisfied with my parcels, but it was unprofessional and we had to redo it, which I was quite hurt about.
And a tough businessman finally cracks
I know he's got this hard exterior.
No, he's got tears in his eyes already.
as his diving centre prepares for expansion. The province of Almeria, southern Spain. Since the thermometer was first invented, recorded temperatures have never gone below the freezing mark around here. The average yearly temperature is 16 degrees Celsius. No wonder it's now home to about 50,000 British expats. The latest to join them are ex-hairdresser Amanda and ex-construction manager Stuart Brignall and daughter Amira.
We're sat here smiling and we look around and you think, every day you get up and you go, oh wow, we live here.
5 months ago, they left Whitby on the North Yorkshire coast for the tiny remote village of Piedra Amarilla, slap bang in the middle of Europe's only desert. They have now relocated to their dream 3-bedroom villa with a swimming pool and even an amphitheatre. They got all of this for a little under €130,000.
Look at our fear.
Yeah, definitely.
We're sat here.
Planning to go to the beach tomorrow. You look out on the hills, different clouds going over it, gives it different shadows, and the mountains change every day.
And after months of painstaking renovations by Stuart and clever bargain hunting for their equipment by Amanda, their bar and community centre is now up and running after a successful opening night.
6 hours of non-stop serving.
We could have had another hour of serving, I think, but
Another €100, but biting at the bit for to start the next.
the next one.
Now they're open every day.
What can I get you?
Oh, go on.
Here we are. Is that wrong? A fiver.
That's a bit expensive.
Start robbing the customers, it's not a good start, is it?
Amanda and Stuart are touting for new business all the time.
Hello! Mwah.
So what was your name?
Amanda.
Amanda will talk to anything. Amanda will talk to that lamppost if she gets a chance.
Hello!
My sugar, she's the rescue dog.
Hello!
Today, Amanda is meeting the Animal Protection Society,
Nice to meet you.
I am Stuart.
a charity run by British expats in the nearby town of Albox. Amanda persuaded them to check out the community centre after meeting them at the supermarket.
I've been eating alioli sauce, Steve.
Great start. The charity is looking for a venue for its autumn fundraising event, so it's time for the hard sell.
See what we've got to offer, and then if it's something that maybe you can utilise.
It was originally like stables and then they converted it to this half-heartedly. Stu's had to rewire it, replumb it. Whatever you choose to do as your fundraising event, we'll adapt this building and amphitheatre to whatever you would like to use it for, really.
The potential is amazing.
Oh, it is.
The meeting seems to have gone well.
I'm a hairdresser, I haven't got any cards done for this, but that's my mobile number for my hairdressing.
Oh, you're doing hairdressing as well?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
heck.
yeah.
Wow, you're very busy, aren't you?
Well, we'll see, yeah. No, do I nothing.
Good luck.
And although Amanda isn't willing to stretch her services as far as dog grooming,
Take care. Bye.
the fundraisers have decided to rent the bar and community centre for their function.
I say I'll pencil it in.
So is that a pencil booking? To me, having bookings in the book, in the diary, proves that it was the right thing to do. Excellent.
Up to 75 people will soon join the fundraisers for El Teatro's first evening of food service.
We've got to do a dinner dance, I think, and get live music on.
That means more money.
Yeah.
With no experience at all in catering and just a second-hand kitchen to see them through,
Sam, I'm going to fret now about them bowls. If you all say we need more than one bowl per table...
Oh, yeah.
will this be a recipe for disaster? Marbella, southern Spain. This town has attracted the international jet set for the last 50 years. It's in the centre of a 27-mile coastline of sandy beaches, which enjoy 300 days of sunshine a year. There are also more golf courses per capita than anywhere else on the planet, making it one of the most popular destinations on the Costa del Sol.
That'd be brilliant.
Former journalists Simon and Natasha Bell left London to follow their dream of setting up a diving franchise here.
So, like, this is today's receipts, all written by hand.
And it's been a great success. In the month of July, they have had 255 customers here, and the bookings have gone up tenfold since the start of the season.
I just couldn't think of anything more boring in life
We're quite...
than counting and filing paperwork.
It is a good thing that I am in charge of the finances.
Right, you getting in? You're going to school.
Today is a big day for Simon and Natasha's family. It's son Ruben's first day at school.
You're going to meet some new friends today. No meeting new friends.
The success of the business means that Simon and Natasha have now been able to afford the best international fee-paying school on the Costa. In London, a similar place would have cost them £15,000 a year.
Oh my God, this is chaos, isn't it?
Here, it costs less than £3,000.
It's worth it, I think. If we were in England, we would want him to go to a school of sort of similar standing, I think.
I feel quite emotional, actually. Yeah.
Simon's very soppy. I know he's got this hard exterior. He's got tears in his eyes already.
Oh, bless. Back at work, despite the dive centre's success, Simon's not resting on his laurels. He's looking to open another dive centre in a little corner of the UK, lying just 50 miles down the road. Gibraltar.
We could easily attract hundreds of people a year to Gibraltar to come and dive with us from all over the world. And yet there's just one dive centre in the whole of Gibraltar that, to be honest, does need a little bit of competition. How much more have we got to get in? Sometime in the very near future, we'll have Simply Diving number 3 in Gibraltar.
See, I just blanked that out of my mind for the moment. I'm enjoying my sleep at the moment, and I would like to just continue enjoying my sleep that little bit longer.
In a bid to convince Natasha, Simon's organised an exploration of underwater Gibraltar and is taking his trusty team, including ex-cook Vinny.
It's a staff day, anything can happen.
And Spaniard ex-commercial diver turned diving instructor, Patricia.
I do the hard job always.
She's tough. The staff are all excited, as always. Jumping around like little kiddies. What are you doing? See what I mean? Yeah, the monkeys of Gibraltar are all in this van right now.
What does that make you, Grandpa Monkey?
Perfect day for diving. The sea is absolutely flat, and we've got a bit of sunshine as well.
Gibraltar is the smallest of all British possession. It has an area of only 6.7 square kilometres, 100 times smaller than the Isle of Man. There are 30,000 residents here. This land was conquered by the British 300 years ago, and Spain has made claim to it many times since then. But the proud Gibraltarians have always voted in favour of remaining British.
Oh, Gibraltar is full of amazing stories, it really is. Where we're diving, in the very next bay, the story goes, is where Nelson's body was brought ashore after the Battle of Trafalgar in a barrel of rum.
Oh, well, he's got lots of history lessons, hasn't he, Simon? He's got a story for every occasion.
Simon's team are minutes away from Europe's first ever artificial reef and one of its best dive sites. But this is also a difficult market to break into. The startup cost will be double that of Simon's new Marbella shop, and he will need to gain permission from 3 different Gibraltar authorities.
It's virtually impossible, which is why no one's really done it before. There's a lot of people who have looked at it and run away, just because it is such a big struggle. Do you know, as well, where the word gibberish comes from?
Yes, Gibraltar.
Because when there was like 100 different languages being spoken in the markets, if you overheard it, it sounded like gibberish.
I did know that, actually.
Oh, there you go.
See?
And it's not just the Gibraltar government Simon has to convince. His wife, Natasha, has been firmly against the idea of expanding the business.
When Natasha found out we're going to Gibraltar today, she was just a little bit quiet. She has feasible concerns. Behind me is Camp Bay.
As Simon and his team prepare for their exploration, will they manage to persuade Natasha? The southern French town of Gaha is a real magnet for British expats, thanks to its fantastic food, wines, and landscape. 6 months ago, Kim Gilbert gave up his £50,000 a year job to settle in this area and take over a Land Rover spare parts business.
It's all worked out. Everything that we aim to do, we have done. Changing our lifestyle to something that's sort of rural like this in a country that we love. On the menu tonight is pork risotto.
Being his own boss, Kim can now make the most of the relaxed lifestyle of his new adopted country.
Caramelisation of the meat gives it all the flavour.
And he has recently developed an interest in French cooking.
Going to bring in some vegetables and then some nice French bread, cheese, a couple of glasses of wine afterwards.
Good business, nice surroundings.
Good sticky risotto.
Sounds like a recipe for happiness. But there's one key ingredient still missing. Kim's wife, Jenny, who hasn't yet joined him from England.
Well, tonight I'm having a cheese sandwich, I think. I just can't be bothered to cook.
Jenny wanted to finish her career as a teacher, so has been staying back home in Blackpool while Kim started up the business in France.
I've been a bit like a student. My son came to stay with me for a bit and he said, blimey, it's role reversal here, because he's waiting to see what time I'm going to get in at night.
Jenny's been anxious about leaving England and not completely sold on the idea of a new life in France.
On Friday, that's it, isn't it? It's all over.
It's not all over, it's...
Oh, well, it's a new beginning, I suppose. Yeah, love you.
Love you too, see you. Bye.
Bye now.
Jenny's final countdown has started. In less than 48 hours, she will leave England for good. In preparation for Jenny's arrival, Kim has been working hard on restoring their French home with his team of British brickies.
So what I want to do is, in that room, have a radiator underneath the window and have electric fire sitting in the fireplace. And in that room, I just want to have a radiator under that window, radiator under that window.
They have pinned the house together as they rebuild the internal structure.
I'm really getting a vibe on this now and starting to realise that All right, we're standing on a few planks, but we could have a floor by the end of the week, so that's got to be good, and a ceiling downstairs as well.
Kim hopes to be living here with Jenny while the final work is being completed.
I've kind of suggested that the whole house wouldn't be ready, and she seemed to be reasonably relaxed about it. Wasn't mentioning anything about hotels or things like that. I think just being here, living here in a place that is going to be a home for the future, I think in itself is going to be a really exciting bit of fun. We've had it too cushy for too long. We need to have something a bit rough to sort of have to contrast.
In Blackpool,
What's the first thing you've got to decide?
Jenny is just finishing her last ever lesson.
Right, boys and girls, shh, shh. Listen, before you know it, you'll be in my position when it's your last time that you ever do something. So you've got to go out there and have good lives and take every opportunity that comes so that when your last time comes, it's a good one. Okay? Stand behind your desk, please.
Jenny's teaching career is over.
I will enjoy France. I will enjoy France. OK, off you go.
Although right now she doesn't quite believe that.
Touching people's lives like this, it makes teaching a wonderful job to do. So to give it all up and go to France, it actually hurts very, very much.
In the Spanish province of Almeria, Stuart and Amanda Brignall have finally settled into a more relaxed pace of life.
Right, here we go, baby.
We're off.
We're off.
Today they've decided to drive to their nearest coastal resort, about an hour away from their home.
¿Dónde está el beach?
El beach, is that El Beach?
They are joining Stu's daughters from a previous relationship who have come over for a visit. They've all travelled to San Juan de los Toreros for some well-deserved fun in the sun. With jagged mountain peaks framing the skyline, San Juan's crystal-clear waters make it popular with families and divers.
Who's going first?
Not to mention jumpers.
Come on, you can do it. Big jump. Well done.
I'm doing it next time.
I did that last year and lost my bikini, so I scared all the locals.
She's actually banned from doing it last time. This is what makes all that hard work worthwhile. Definitely.
Here we are, smiling our faces off. This is our destiny, this is our...
Going nowhere.
We're going to live here for the rest of our lives.
Ain't going nowhere, yeah.
A month after the grand opening, today is a big day for El Teatro.
This is sort of our first large event.
It's hosting a fundraising evening for a local animal charity.
We released the tickets and within 4 hours they were sold out.
Catering for 75 people, with many more expected to see the live band.
There's no flowers on this table.
Yeah, Stu's going to get me a vase.
I do think we're going to be quite hectic tonight. I think it's going to be on a par with, if not more, than the opening night, because we're serving food and that as well. Whereas on the opening night, all we really did was serve beer, wasn't it? We've got quite a few volunteers helping from the charity. But I think it's going to be a busy one.
Tonight, El Teatro will provide a meal entirely based on local ingredients. This is the biggest pig farming area in Spain, where most of the country's chorizo is made. On the menu tonight, pork loin with sautéed vegetables.
It's not just like we're doing a chicken in a basket meal, we're doing a really posh meal, which is what we want.
For the occasion, the Brignalls have called in a professional chef, fellow expat Steve. He will have full use of the newly fitted second-hand kitchen.
Too much clutter. I like it a bit more organised.
Mind me pot, Steve. I've lost all my flowers now. Where's them flowers gone? People have moved all my stuff. And I don't know where my sprinkles are now.
First job for Chef Steve is to roast 15 kilos of potatoes, which is not looking like it's going to happen anytime soon.
God.
You had it on, didn't you?
I've had it on loads.
The second-hand cooker isn't switching on.
Take long though.
I'll just change the bottles here.
With 75 people due to arrive for a slap-up meal, El Teatro's reputation is on the line.
I've lit it loads of times.
Something wrong with it.
Yeah.
If Stu and Amanda can't get this sorted, then they will be feeling the heat.
Can you imagine?
Well, it's work, it's actually happening, not imagining.
In the British territory of Gibraltar,
Thank you. Grab this way, please, children.
ex-journalist Simon Bell is looking to expand his diving franchise, despite wife Natasha's misgivings.
Behind me is Camp Bay. They've been creating an artificial reef project here since the 1970s, sinking lots of boats.
After leaving the UK and opening 2 dive centres on the Costa del Sol, Simon and his team are now trying to expand their business back in British waters.
In this little small region, there's about 16 wrecks. And what we're going to attempt to do, because you're all very good with your air consumption, is try and show you at least the 6 or 7 main wrecks that are here in Camp Bay. And we can do it all in one dive. So 1 dive, 6 divers, 7 wrecks. OK?
Simon is about to explore the Gibraltar Strait, but the firm's accountant, his wife Natasha, is not looking forward to the move.
Setting up new anywhere takes a lot of money, even on the most basic scale, and especially with diving. You're having to buy new equipment for all your prospective clients. That's a lot of investment. It's a lot of money.
Natasha isn't keen, but Simon is determined to prove that there's good business to be had here. In the 1970s, the Strait of Gibraltar suffered from a dramatic loss of marine life. In a bid to provide a new habitat for fish, more than 30 vessels were deliberately sunk in these waters. And here are the results of that pioneering experiment. 40 years on, these waters are now full of corals, sponges, and many different species of fish. And this is what most divers will be coming to see. The remains of a 1,000-ton vessel once used to lay telephone cables across the ocean, which has now become a new home for dozens of marine species. Despite being at the bottom of the ocean for 25 years, the vessel is still intact, so the team are able to explore every room. And so will Simon's future clients if he finally sets up shop here.
Yeah, that was absolutely smashing. Pretty good. 7 wrecks in 1 dive. Not bad.
Simon is convinced there is no shortage of options for a new diving business and is determined to sell his plans to Natasha. His team will back him up.
Yeah, you've got everything. You've got the wrecks, you've got the marine life, you've got the corals, the sponges. For me, it's one of my best.
I love it. There are a lot of new univalves, octopus.
And don't forget, this is your first dive in British waters. For a Spanish, that's quite a monumental thing to say you actually dived in British waters.
No, this
Isn't that great?
Gibraltar, español.
She didn't mean that. She didn't mean that.
In Marbella, Simon pays €1,200 a month for the rent of his diving shop premises. Here, it would be an entirely different kettle of fish. Due to the lack of space, rents are much more expensive than Spain, so he plans to run the Gibraltar operations not from a shop, but from a ship. A little one. A boat, actually.
But this is where we'd be moored anyway, in Marina Village.
So he's taking his team to see where their Gibraltar base would be.
What I want, and what I'm encouraging Natasha to want, is to have a boat that's big enough for at least a couple of cabins that we could use on low season, and we can sail up and down the coast in it with Ruben. We can use it as an actual small dive centre, so we can have a classroom on it, and we can store equipment on it. And we've been told by Gibraltar that they would be happy for us to register the business at an address if we had a permanent mooring with a boat that was of the right size.
But there is one further authorisation Simon has to get before he can even think about opening a new dive centre. The one from the firm's accountant, his wife, Natasha.
Simply Diving.
Simply Diving Marbella.
Yes.
Cheers, Ruben!
As Simon and Natasha go out for dinner with Simon's parents, it's the perfect occasion to discuss expansion plans.
It has been a lovely year.
And next year's going to be even better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because not only are we opening a new dive centre in Gibraltar...
That's going a bit too far, but we'll talk about that later.
Oops.
I don't know if we are ready for Gibraltar yet.
And that's exactly what you said about Marbella.
Oh dear.
I'd like to give Marbella another views, and maybe we feel we get everything out of Marbella that we need, and we don't need Gibraltar.
Oh, yes, we do.
That went well. Will Simon be able to convince his reluctant wife to expand their business before the season's over?
There's a lovely Greek saying that says, the husband is the head of the family, but it's the woman who turns the neck. I will be turning the neck.
Away from Gibraltar.
In Blackpool, it's moving day for Kim and Jenny Gilbert.
Shattered.
Finally, Jenny is about to join Kim in France, where he has been living for a year now.
Well done so far?
So far, so good.
Sofa,
that's what I said, yeah.
Kim and Jenny have been living apart for 12 months now. As they empty Jenny's flat together...
Just the bits that Jenny missed, that was all.
Don't get me started.
They also have to readjust to being husband and wife.
I expect you'll be doing the sink after I've finished as well.
Got the job done properly. There's no going back. Everything's out. It's on a wagon going to France. Don't stop me now.
But will Jenny be having a good time?
Blooming heck.
Now what have we done, eh?
I know.
As they say goodbye to England, they start their romantic journey towards their new home. Or maybe not.
And then we're going to take the next right.
Soon after arriving in France, they got lost.
Next roundabout.
Whenever you're navigating, you have your finger on the map where you are, and you didn't.
Nonsense. My finger was on the map, it was just on the wrong bit of map.
They were meant to be at their new home 2 hours ago.
Go left. Oh no, we're going right.
I bet you £100 million you would have taken the A10 in mistake for N10 as well.
Instead, they've been going round in circles on this stretch of road.
You said, I'm quoting, "It's all right, Jenny, you can put the map in the back. I know the way from here." That was the bit where we went wrong and had all the troubles.
I think we'll agree to disagree on that.
I think so.
After an eventful 72-hour trip, Kim and Jenny arrive at Chez Gilbert, which Jenny hasn't seen in the last 3 months.
Moment of truth, Jenny girl.
It is indeed, isn't it? I can't wait to see it.
Kim's friends Mark and Steve have been working flat out, but with everything rotting inside the 19th century house, renovations are taking longer than expected.
Those aren't quite finished yet, are they?
The electrics aren't quite what they should be.
But the floors have been laid and the house is beginning to take shape.
OK, that's the old door.
As 2 of the 8 rooms are now complete.
Oh, wow, it looks like a proper bedroom. Oh, look at these cupboards. They're beautiful.
But will Jenny be brave enough to stay the night?
I'm waiting to see whether we've got a toilet or not before I'm going to pass judgment on whether we can stay here tonight.
I think the key will be the key.
To the bathroom?
Well, I hope so.
All right.
Do you want to take it?
Yeah, I do.
Go on then.
amazing, truly. And look at these, put a curtain up. Mind you, very big sized toilet roll.
I think we'll have to do something about that.
This is great.
That's a fantastic shot.
Yeah, I've no problem with sleeping here tonight.
So the builders have come up trumps.
If Jenny's happy, I'm happy.
Oh, that's good news, because I've got a few ideas for out here. So... Are you happy?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm happy here now.
Oh, that's really nice.
Kim is sure this is the start of a better life for them.
We're moving into the pace of life that kind of fits over here. And that includes doing absolutely nothing at all on a Sunday. Over here, you just... What's that word they use? Oh, relax. Yeah.
I think we've actually made the right decision.
And the Gilberts are back together.
Got to just learn to live together again. You like having a new boyfriend.
Aww.
Yes, do you?
I'd go with that.
Yeah.
It's autumn in the Spanish desert and it's 23 degrees. But with 75 people expected for a sit-down meal at their community centre's biggest event so far...
No, let this pal again.
Stu and Amanda Brignall desperately need their second-hand kitchen to work.
Which way's on?
That one, yeah.
That's right.
The oven isn't lighting.
1, 2, 3.
But eventually...
Oh, yeah, it's lit, it's lit, it's lit.
Phew, the animal charity event can go ahead as planned.
I don't stay calm, but I deal with it. I was more demanding in England than I was here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah. 101%. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You're a lot more relaxed here.
Nuts. I dropped them.
Well, we're going to start a new tradition. The Greeks throw plates and we're just going to throw nuts.
We haven't had a massive fallout, have we?
Not yet. Probably jinxed it now.
Yeah.
You messed up my bar now.
Stu, you just stood talking.
Oh, and you've not been doing it for the last 3 hours?
No.
Oh, and I've done this on the table and I've done that on the table.
The panic in the kitchen is over, but there's another emergency to deal with for Amanda and Stu.
People said they weren't coming, now they've sold the tickets to somebody.
The evening is already sold out, but another group of diners have just announced their arrival.
Just going to pick up a few more chairs. A couple of people that cancelled have now decided to uncancel. I've been going on about this for about a week, but Amanda's like last minute Lil. Instead of like going and getting them yesterday, it's all rush, rush, rush now. But it keeps you on your toes. Nice one, mate.
Sorted, yeah?
Yeah, we're all right.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
And that will soak in with the pork.
Mmm.
As the hungry punters descend on El Teatro, 20 more than they'd planned for,
Pantatelli, pantalaga.
their kitchen is again under severe pressure.
One of the microwaves isn't working.
One of El Teatro's second-hand microwaves has broken.
Don't stress me.
So there's 75 plates of vegetables and just one microwave to reheat them.
Nah, that's not working. What if it's the plug?
Good luck, Amanda.
Steve, I'm fretting. Are these warm enough?
No.
Panicking.
Why panicking?
Because I can't get these heated enough.
I don't know what to say, babe.
Disaster. Oh, it's 25 to 8. We said to be deep for 7. This is horrendous. Now I'm struggling. I'm behind. No, they're not hot enough. Oh, Steve.
And the reheating emergency hits new highs.
I think this microwave just blew up then.
Sure.
I just heard like a bang.
Every microwave in the kitchen is now broken. Time to employ some good old-fashioned reheating methods.
Good, this spider thing, innit? You just like to watch me squirm. You knew there was a way around me microwave dilemma.
I thought she slightly panicked. I think she wanted to do so well, which we did, and no one was angry with the service. Yeah, I think she was okay. She was really good. For a second chef, no.
Eventually, all the guests are served their mains.
That food looks amazing.
And a little later, Amanda's special cheesecake.
So I can start cutting the next cheesecake. Sorry, I've had a bit panicky, Steve.
With no leftovers for doggy bags, the charity evening has been another huge success.
It's just the old adage, you do business with people that you like and you trust. And these two have got it in spades.
And it seems like the desert expats are finally warming to El Teatro.
Oh, they've got all sorts. We've got a quiz night coming up on Friday night, which we're going to come to as well and join in. You know, it's just nice to have a variety of different things and new people, you know, in the area.
They're our neighbours, actually, because we live just over the back here. They're a nice couple. It's a place that's needed in the area. This is exactly what we need here.
They make you so welcome. We've become good friends and, you know, they do anything for us. And we're doing it for them. They're great.
I think they've done brilliantly taking on this place. I think they're really, really going to bring it alive.
For Stu and Amanda, more hard work lies ahead.
Time's now 11 o'clock, there's still, what, 50 people here?
I'm knackered.
They earned €200 tonight, but most importantly, they earned the loyalty of the local community, so they can now look forward to a comfortable life in their new country.
Here we go.
For me, I can never imagine living back in the UK.
Oh no, I've got my burial plots all over.
Oh, Stuart!
Desert life is everything they dreamed it would be.
I am 100% happy that I've done it. And I can say that with hand on heart.
Same with me. Yeah, it's the right move.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Charente, southwest France. It's 4 days since ex-teacher Jenny Gilbert made the biggest move of her life and joined husband Kim.
It feels great. I already feel stress-free. I thought usually in the summer holiday, it takes me probably 3 weeks before I actually relax, but I feel relaxed already just because it's warm and because I'm looking at a great view.
Jenny may be finally warming to her new surroundings, but to fund her new dream life, she has to start working for the family business. How will she make the jump from the classroom to the world of car parts?
03 WFL. Kim wasn't very satisfied with my parcels yesterday and told me that it was unprofessional to send something out in such a state, and he had to redo it, which I was quite hurt about because I thought I'd been very inventive in my parcel making.
Something which just doesn't work. It's your approach to packaging.
I think that does the ticket. Whether Kim thinks so is another matter. Nothing that I do at the moment I can do properly. So everything I do, I'm still learning to do, and it's quite depressing.
G again.
Working with Kim, he's going to get very impatient with me. I can see myself being the cleaner here at some point. And perhaps that's for the best, really. E.g.
After a lifetime of teaching, Jenny's struggling to learn a new trade.
Teaching, it's what you're used to, it's what you're good at.
Yeah.
And then there's parcels.
I'll turn it the other way around because it looks better. What are you trying to say?
Big deal.
I wish that were true.
At the end of each working day, Kim and Jenny make the 10-minute leisurely commute through the French countryside towards their new house, where there's, well, more work to do.
I've actually got a blister from painting. Who would have thought that?
This classic French townhouse used to be a depository for car parts when Kim and Jenny bought their business. Kim has been renovating it for 5 months now, and the end is in sight. Pretty soon, they'll have a kitchen.
We've given it a good coating of woodworm remover, so hopefully that works, because this is going to be a food cupboard.
With Jenny working alongside Kim, the pace of work should pick up a bit.
I've always done my own decorating, until you, really. Mind you, I remember once I'd used staples to staple the wallpaper to the walls, but it worked and no one noticed until they looked very, very, very closely.
Which is why I'm doing the decorating now.
Nothing like DIY to create a bit of marital tension.
Are you just going to do a line across there as well? It just seems strange to do it in 2 halves like that. OK, Well, you staple wallpaper to walls. Carry on with your life.
Didn't fall off.
Pardon?
It didn't fall off.
Oof, awkward.
Just a little overhang on the end. Perfect.
Much like you, dear.
As if the Gilberts weren't putting their relationship to the test enough today.
You ready for your drive?
Yes, I am actually.
Kim's giving Jenny her first driving lesson on the right, the other side from the UK.
Oh my God. He's got, oh no, I was just thinking it's on my side of the road.
Right. It's on the right. Go on, go. You have priority. This side of the car is away from the middle as much as possible.
Yeah.
It's like when his van comes round,
Yeah.
you want to be over there a bit more.
Sunflowers are nice, aren't they?
Yeah, just concentrate on the road.
Okay. Oh, I shut my eyes there. I shouldn't do that when I'm driving, should I?
No.
I'm holding a few vehicles up here because I'm going a little bit slowly. Oh, look at the birds of prey. I just really enjoy seeing them.
Jenny, just
Oh, yeah.
watch the road. Maybe chips.
It seems like it's not just French roads that Jenny needs to get used to. She still hasn't come to terms with being married to the boss.
I feel sometimes I'm a bit taken aback by the way you talk to me. Nobody has ever talked to me in that sort of, well, bossy sort of way at school. I'm kind of usually giving the instructions myself.
Well, you're no longer head of department, are you?
No.
Are you?
No! That's awful, because what if you get power crazed?
Next time, in Spain's trendiest town,
We're blowing away.
a new expat muscles in with her new business idea.
I've left my job, I've left my house. It can fail, but it won't fail. Not if I've got anything to do with it.
As orders take the plunge,
I've got nothing to do.
it's desperate measures for Kim and Jenny.
Is that your vehicle there, sir?
Yeah, that's right.
Looks like mine needs some parts.
Look at that one, that's an amazing one.
And a British couple's winemaking dream.
I've always loved wine. I like growing food.
I mean, it's sort of like gardening on a big scale.
But will it turn sour?
If we don't get a decent harvest this year, we know it won't work.
Every year, thousands of Brits head to Europe for a dream new life.
I feel relaxed already.
And breathe.
But sunshine and scenery and a great lifestyle need to be paid for.
We have to get going, because that's what we're here for, to run a B&B.
So to fund their fairy tale,
Champagne tastes and lemonade money.
brave Brits are taking the plunge and going into business.
What could go wrong?
On this series, we follow those expats, setting up anything from bars and boat charters in Spain
Suddenly, all hell breaks loose.
to vineyards and B&Bs in France.
We're in trouble.
But will they flourish? Or will they fail?
We have no money. Oh, la la.
And can they really make a life in the sun pay?
If we don't give it a go now, there's always going to be that what if.
No pain, no gain.
On today's show, this British-run holiday centre in Spain welcomes its first clients.
How you doing? Very well.
But will their waterworks let them down?
I'm worried it's got a leak. I'm just going to monitor that it's evaporation or a very expensive leak.
All right, all right, all right, all
The family settle into their new dream French life.
Today is 37. You can't work at pace in that kind of heat.
But face an uphill struggle to open their new business.
Here's to a good day, right?
Two best friends plan to cash in on the start of the tourist season.
380 in 20s, 120 in 10s.
But will a blackout cost them dearly?
Obviously, it's affected business this evening because we've got to turn people away. Panic sets in a little bit because you don't know how long it's going to be off.
Almeria, southern Spain. This is the driest region in Europe, with sweltering hot temperatures all year round. 3 million tonnes of fruit and veg is sent from this region to Northern Europe every year.
Tieni menu or see?
18 months ago, caterer Lee Bradford and his partner, marketing executive Peter Thompson, gave up their jobs in Watford to come and live in the tiny desert village of El Puertecico.
The other side of the mountains over there, you've then got the sea.
Got the sea.
So we're sort of 35 minutes from the beach.
It's a big contrast to what we're used to in the UK.
Living in Watford.
Yeah.
Peter and Lee bought 4 traditional country houses for just £175,000. They spent another £40,000 and 18 months renovating them, and now they're about to start renting them out.
We've been keeping a list of things that they've not thought of because they're men.
2 weeks ago, Peter and Lee had a dry run in preparation for their first commercial booking, courtesy of Peter's Aunt Sharon.
Melamine crockery for children. Coasters, because I don't want your furniture marked. Ironing board, the foot's missing off the ironing board, Lee.
It's been a learning curve.
You've upgraded it.
It's now time to work through the snag list left over by Peter's aunt.
The thing about the plastic crockery for children, I can fully understand that. But then again, I've never been to a rental that's had plastic crockery. But things like the kettle where one of the stoppers had come out of the foot so it wasn't flat. But the bit out of all of them I don't understand is toast rack.
Despite the 2-page list, Peter thinks they didn't do too badly for first-timers.
I think we were quite pleased because if that's all you could find, then great. I think that's good.
It's 9 a.m. With the imminent arrival of their first guests, there are some big jobs still to do for Peter and Lee.
We made a bit of a mistake when we had the swimming pool. Painted the pool, didn't read the instructions properly by saying it needs to be left for 2 weeks to set and to cure. And because we'd never had a swimming pool before, we left it 2 days. But unfortunately, then started peeling. So we transferred all the water over and then got someone in to paint it professionally. So now we've got the water delivery coming.
Right, I think I know how to do it, I think.
Among the guests coming to stay at Peter and Lee's next week will be an 18-month-old baby.
Push that down, and it goes down. Then you go up.
Time to build a cot bed for Peter and Lee's youngest guest.
Bother. I'm an instructions man. I will open the instructions, I will take out all the pieces and then follow the instructions. Give me that bottom bit.
Please, thank you. Every time he doesn't say please, thank you, I say it. And I say, right, you wait till your mother comes, I love words. Your son wasn't brought up properly.
After half an hour of work in the sweltering Spanish heat,
Please, thank you.
Peter and Lee can now cater for the baby guest too.
That's it.
Go and have a cup of tea. Get any lip and you're spending the night in there.
That's one job ticked off the list. Finally, Peter and Lee's pool is filled with water, and it seems like they may be ready to welcome their guests. Or maybe not.
The pool normally loses, 5 centimetres a day in just evaporation, but this one seems to have been losing quite a lot. And I'm worried that it's got a leak. I would imagine if there's a leak, we're going to have to drain the water. And then they'll reconcrete the bottom.
Water is expensive in the Spanish desert. To fill the pool, which contains 44,000 litres, they need 4 lorry loads costing €60 each.
It'd be like a sinkhole here somewhere. You're walking along, all of a sudden it just collapses into a sinkhole.
That's not funny. That's not funny.
With a possible major leak just days before the arrival of their first guests, Peter and Lee have their work cut out. The Costa del Sol in Andalusia, southern Spain. area where sunshine is guaranteed 300 days of the year, and the cost of living is 30% lower than the UK. The town of Fuengirola was a traditional fishing port, which has now become one of southern Spain's main tourist destinations, thanks to its many attractions, including parasailing and a marine park. It's also now home to best friends Gary Adamson and Karen Hiles, owners of recently opened Sam's Bar.
We've got sunshine,
Sea
sand.
and sangria. Life is good.
Gary and Karen have put all their money into the bar, situated on the Los Boliches seafront.
This for us, it has to work.
Fine, I think it's a risk, but it's a risk that I think we can pull off.
Well, you know, we're going to give it a right good go, aren't we? You know, we're going to give it everything. We'll have a laugh along the way, won't we? You know, won't we? Well, I laugh at you anyway.
Sure, I'll be crying on the way. I don't know about laughing.
You will be. No, you will be, to be honest.
After a successful opening night 6 weeks ago,
And now the bar is open. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
they've been hit by a costly setback.
Okay, it's just ridiculous, isn't it?
The council objected to the bar's colour scheme.
And down.
A replacement awning would cost €3,500.
No, it's not that bad.
So Gary and Karen have decided to appeal against the council's decision.
We spent a lot of money out on our terrace, didn't we? Because it's our shop window, so we knew we had to spend money on it. Money that you haven't really got. What reserve you have for your first couple of months can easily get eaten up.
But after an anxious wait, there's good news. They've now discovered they've won their appeal.
We had this beige issue going on, but now they've had their meeting and they told us that we can actually keep our total, keep our colour. So because it's not a million miles away from their beige colour, so our beige now is kind of like their beige, which is an accepted beige.
But just when they thought their problems were over, the building behind has embarked on some major work on its facade.
For us here, it's probably going to be about 3 to 4 weeks before they're all finished. And where they're working up above me, here, all the dust and everything is just coming right into the sides here.
But Gary and Karen need to keep the cash coming in. A big credit card bill is due at the end of the week. It's 8 a.m. on Easter Sunday, and the seafront is already filling up. It's the unofficial start to the tourist season. It's just a short walk to work for Gary and Karen, who are hoping today will help turn their fortunes around.
It's now time for Gary to do his normal little ritual every morning.
I'll always go through the kitchen and then out through the front door. I think it's bad luck to go out of the different door that you came into previously.
I'm superstitious, but not that superstitious.
Thankfully, it's not just superstition Gary's relying on to succeed.
You always take my back. We spent a lot of money so far, and with one thing or another, with the Toldo issues and everything else that's gone on, today this is where we start reaping a bit of the money in. We're expecting our best day so far today, but today we're hoping, fingers crossed, that this is going to be the first day that we actually break the €1,000 barrier as well. Well, personally, I like to make 1,200, but if we can beat the 1,000, then I'll be more than happy with that.
With those credit card bills to pay, Gary and Karen are hoping a fresh food menu will give Sam's Bar the edge on what's promising to be a busy day in Fuengirola.
It's all home-cooked food. It's not frozen vegetables, it's proper vegetables. And well, what I would call, coming from Somerset, proper food. It's proper food. One small, one large. I'm never going to assume, so is that what?
It's just a worry because obviously we haven't got our regular chef in because of illness this week, so we've got some people helping us like, oh, we're absolutely fantastic and really, really professional, but it's obviously that worry. We always have a routine on a Sunday where you know things are done, you know things are done at certain times, and you don't have to worry, but there's that little extra worry today, and it's a really busy day today. We've got the most pre-books that we've ever had.
Cheese and bacon quarter pounder. Okay, it comes with fries and everything, okay. We've got our table plan in place, we know when everyone's come in. Karen stresses, and you can't do anything about that.
As they brace themselves for the Easter Sunday service, will they hit Gary's ambitious €1,000 target?
Right, get out there and start clearing some tables up. Don't forget you're the boss, off you go. Lead by example.
The Dordogne. This is one of the prettiest areas in France, surrounded by many medieval chateaux. The region also produces more truffles than anywhere else in Europe.
Got cow cheese.
It's 7 months since Mark Young and his French wife Sylvie left Kent to settle in the town of Rouffignac, where they are renovating these holiday cottages.
C'est bon, hein? Work, money, wasn't it? But we've come here. We watch much less TV, don't we?
Don't watch.
We spend a lot of time talking and being a family unit.
Work has just restarted after Mark's recovery from a painful hernia operation 4 weeks ago. To ease the pain, apprentice builder Sylvie is working hard to meet experienced builder Mark's high expectations.
Come on.
The pair met online whilst living in the UK, and ex-builder Mark was clear from the start.
Okay. Your profile was like, you know, if you like DIY, if you know about painting.
I always remember I put, if you're any good at designing kitchens,
Yeah.
please get in contact.
Yes. And I was doing up my flat in Stratford at that moment, and you know, and I liked your face.
Allez, hop up.
It's now the beginning of June. To balance the books, Mark and Sylvie need to start renting out the house by next spring.
Starting to get hot up here, huh?
So Mark is trying to make up for the 4 weeks he lost because of his hernia.
As you can see, the confidence in my right leg now is much better. I can walk around with loads of confidence, which just a couple of weeks ago I couldn't do that. I was too nervous, but it's great.
Floorboards shifted. It's time to screw them to the beams. So Sylvie's been summoned upstairs to help. But there's just one small hitch.
Oh, la, 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 la.
Oh, Sylvie can't stand up.
She's afraid of heights.
Come on, honey, up you come. Come on. Right, I'll just run 3 boards along here, because this is quite a straightforward run.
I'm all right now. I'm holding on.
It's a floor. You can't fall off the floor. Do you know?
There's a gap in your floor.
This is the beam we're screwing on, OK? Not this one. This beam stops about here. Try and make it perfectly level with the surface, yeah?
Yeah, it's level, isn't it?
It's about 0.5 millimetre too far down.
I did think way back in England, like, ooh, can we work together? Because he's I was going to say a control freak, but it's not really a control. Yeah, perfectionist.
More polite word.
Going the right way.
It's not long before ex-coffee shop manager Sylvie gets to grips with the power drill.
Hey, there we go. Now we're moving.
If they're to catch up with their 4-week delay, Sylvie has to learn how to cope with the more difficult tasks on her own.
I'm not peeping on her, honestly. I'm trying to concentrate on my own work.
It's a bit too much.
We can't have a gap like that.
No.
Sylvie's wonky floorboard means that Mark will now have to do the job himself.
Oh, it's terrible, isn't it?
It's another setback that prevents Mark from catching up with the schedule, and more hard work for this expat family. Almeria, southern Spain. One of the regions with the highest number of expats in Europe, and a market that rookie hoteliers Peter Thompson and Lee Bradford are keen to exploit.
Neighbours the other side of the hill to us, their daughter got married probably a couple of weeks ago in the UK. They're having a blessing at the house next Wednesday. So the groom, all his family is staying here. This is the full, proper, very first paying guest, so yeah, it'd be interesting.
The arrival of Peter and Lee's first guests is in just 24 hours. so they need to sort the pool.
Let's do a trial run here to see if it is still leaking.
Last week it seemed to be leaking. But there's good news. The leak seems to have stopped.
We're still monitoring it, so we're watching it very closely every day.
It's marked with a pen. It's marked with a pencil.
Now. It's there.
This means a costly repair has been avoided and the pool is ready to be used once it's been cleaned.
Like sort of 38 degrees, nearly 90% humidity, and you're thinking, God, this stuff we've got to do. We've got to clean the pool, we've got to do this. And at that point you think, oh, I've cleaned the pool. You just take your top off and shorts off and just jump in. You think, now I know why we've got the pool.
With their guests' arrival imminent, all that's left for Peter and Lee to do is to stock up every self-catering unit with the essential items, which means a 40-mile round trip to the nearest supermarket for one of them.
We haven't done shopping for ages.
Oh, no, it's good, isn't it? Well, no, normally you're the one doing the cooking. If you've got people coming over for dinner or anything, then you know what you want. You do it so well.
It'll be me, on my little own, trying to walk around the supermarket with a huge trolley.
Well, you're younger than I am, so there you go, next.
So today, it's Lee's turn to leave the house and do the shopping. Over to you, Peter.
We need to get some light bulbs, because when we had our guests in last week, we realised we hadn't got enough light bulbs, so we nicked them out of other houses. So as other people were staying in those houses, I think they may appreciate a light bulb now in the odd room now and again.
Just 3 hours later, Lee's back.
Hugely exciting things. Brushes, buckets,
light bulbs.
Now Peter and Lee have to get all the bedrooms ready.
Right, OK, fun begins.
As well as stock up the fridges in the 4 kitchens with breakfast items.
What's missing?
Marmalade.
I bought jam.
Where is it then?
Huh? There's jam. Have you looked in all the bags?
I'll go and have another look. That's empty, that's empty. Now, unless I'm going blind...
I bought jam. I know I bought jam.
Yes, but you didn't buy marmalade?
No, I bought jam.
When I came to you and said, we have no marmalade, which bit did you not understand?
I said I bought jam. And you said I can't find the jam.
No, I said I can't find the marmalade. We don't have marmalade.
Okay.
There you go. Well, why didn't you say that? We wouldn't have wasted all this time as usual. It's not my fault you don't follow the list.
Oops. So jam it is then.
Oh, I can't get staff. Sorry? I heard the word off. I didn't quite catch the first bit.
Who eats marmalade? No one eats marmalade.
Who eats marmalade? Obviously, I'll cross marmalade off now because I don't have any.
The simple answer to the shopping issue is that if someone doesn't like it, someone can go and do the shopping themselves, can't they? Can't they, dearest?
Yes, beloved. Careful you don't fall down those stairs. I'd hate to injure yourself. It's going to be strange having other people here because we're so used to just two. And then when people do come, they normally stay in with us. So having someone... I can hear movement over there. Who's over there? Oh, yeah, we've got people staying. That's going to be the bit to get used to, I think.
Weeks of preparations and meticulous planning to match all the guests to each of their 12 bedrooms.
Sorry, Ruth, you'll have to wait. Hi, Peter.
Jill, hello.
As Peter and Lee's first guests finally approach, what can possibly go wrong?
Who's in the one? You're in the one. OK, well, we need to move the cot for you, but that's all right.
Oops. It seems like the baby's mother has chosen a different room.
Let's find out where this cot's got to go. Because if it's got to go upstairs, it'll have to go in another way and out. It won't go up the staircase. Upstairs or downstairs?
I'll stick it downstairs.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
Have a think about it.
OK. Everyone's got what they need.
I think they've all decided where they're staying.
For the next 7 days, Peter and Lee will be put to the test.
Even though people tell you it's nice and it's lovely, there's still that bit of doubt that you think, oh, maybe it's not, maybe people won't like it.
Will the newest hoteliers in town make a success of their business? Rouffignac in the French Dordogne, and after 3 months of grafting through the pain barrier to kickstart the family's holiday let business, work has hit a speed bump, and Mark Young has a confession.
I very easily settled into the French way of life, where I'd sort of start work at 9, have a break at 10:30, 2-hour lunch break, and goûter 4 o'clock, call it a day.
There's a good reason for the slump in pace, a heat wave.
Beautiful holiday weather, but to work in, no. Quite a lot of the French people start really early and just call it a day at lunchtime, and I can see why.
It's just so hot.
Today is 37. You can't work at pace in that kind of heat.
The kids can't sleep upstairs, so one sleep with me, the other one sleep in the spare bedroom, and Mark sleep on the sofa.
But they have to battle through the heat as they need to finish the outside for publicity pictures so they can market the villa and get badly needed bookings. And today they have stumbled on a little bonus.
We got friendly with the neighbours, and he said he had all this stone in his barn, which is worth about 150 euros. And he said, would I like it? Well, of course, I said yes.
The freestone has delivered a much-needed saving of 150 euros.
Be careful.
Be careful.
How are you going to carry all this?
My hernia's repaired.
Oh, you're so stubborn. Huh? He did more and more and more, and bang, you know. He said to me, I will never go again through this hernia operation and stuff. So I know he won't push himself to the point where he did before. But things needs to be done, so we still have to carry on.
Time for Sylvie to have a go. But it only takes a 3-metre journey. To work out this job is not for her. So it's back to normal operations.
I still not miss his muscle.
1.5 hours and 25 wheelbarrow journeys later, the stones are finally shifted, so Mark and Sylvie can concentrate on fixing the stonework on the upstairs bedroom.
Sylvie, we're mixing cement. I'll mix the first batch.
Okay.
I'm just going to build up along here.
He makes the first batch, so I can see how it's done.
Doing heavy building work has been a steep learning curve for Sylvie.
I do use Sylvie as quite a lot of manual labouring. I use her as a labourer. But you have to start somewhere. Right. I would like a 4-to-1 mix, OK?
So quoi? 4 cement, 1 sand?
No, 4 sand, 1 cement. Well, it would be very strong.
Right.
2, 3. So I'm after quite a stiff mix, OK?
I'm getting it all in.
OK, so that's the kind of texture I'm looking for, yeah?
OK.
It's just knowing why you're making the mix in a particular way for a particular job.
OK.
Then you understand it.
Yes. You took the mixing trout.
Catch.
Trout, not a trout.
Trout? Trowel? No big difference.
Put some more water in it.
All right.
Just need a touch.
So has the apprentice made the grade?
Yeah. Lovely. Smooth, perfect consistency. I'm impressed.
Probably a good job that Mark's happy, as he is facing the threat of mutiny.
You know, I'm French. Obviously, I want to go on strike.
There's lots of work still to do.
I'm shattered. I'm sweating. I need some fluids.
Will this Anglo-French partnership overcome their inexperience and the searing heat to catch up with their building schedule?
Sylvie's in the pool. I don't believe it.
Back in Fuengirola at Sam's Bar, where best friends Gary and Karen have invested €40,000 to build their new life in the sun.
You have, I don't know, a dream, a goal of what you want to do in life, and I know about living the dream where this is pretty damn close to it, like, you know.
It's Easter time, when spectacular processions take place all over this part of Spain. Faithfuls reenact the ancient Catholic tradition of wearing a mask around town in sign of repentance. These processions attract tourists who flock to this region for the unofficial start of the summer season. And Gary and Karen are hoping that their Easter Sunday service will not only break records,
€6, thank you. Thank you.
but also their run of bad luck.
Well, we're hoping to resurrect our fortunes, we most definitely are, you know. We spent a lot of money so far, so yeah, we're all geared up for a long, busy day. So this is going to be Sam's Bar's resurrection, basically.
In spite of the unsightly scaffolding, the lure of the home-cooked food is pulling in the punters.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in now.
And despite being run by a substitute chef, the bar's kitchen is working at full speed.
It's doing great, absolutely great. It's like clockwork in here today.
But Gary needs to pull in more business if he wants to reach his target.
Small beer? Yeah, absolutely.
And the ex-Pontins blue coat knows a trick or two.
An ordinary small one, Mary.
Oh, look at you trying to be good. Don't believe
The usual there, Mary, yeah? Just the usual for you.
The usual small one.
We've got a small beer, and we've got a small white, and we've got a jug, a white, a large white. It's just a bit of fun. It's what it's all about, isn't it? You know, have a good banter with the customers, and they come back, hopefully, like, you know. You don't upset them too much. We try our best not to. 50 pre-orders, and they're all coming in, plus walk-ins off the street, and it's coming out lovely. Absolutely fantastic. Mary, did you want a dessert at all? No. We might do in a bit, no problem. I'll get you drinks for now, then, all right?
As the last of the meals go out...
That's it, finishing it. Lovely, thank you.
It's been their busiest day to date.
This is absolutely fantastic for us. Like, yeah, they're coming in from all angles at the moment. We can't put them on tables at the moment. We're asking them to come back. It's exactly what we wanted. Couldn't ask for no more. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
So have they managed to reach their €1,000 target?
Put a lot of money into the business. It's time to try and get some back now as well. So obviously it's really, really important that we reach our figures.
Okay. 400, 380 in 20s, 120 in 10s, 30 in 5s, 60 in 2s, 54 in 1s, and 12 in 50 cents. Give it to a scare.
What do you think? What's your estimate?
I think it's touch and go. Go on. Come on!
You've done it!
Get it! 1056.
Amazing.
This is great news for Gary and Karen, who can now pay their credit card bill.
Game on, girlfriend.
The Spanish region of Almeria, home to Peter Thompson and his partner Lee Bradford, who 4 days ago welcomed their first paying guests to their newly renovated holiday let.
It's an old scenario, isn't it? So do you spend all of your life wishing, oh, I wish we'd done that, I wish we'd done that, or do you just go ahead and do it? And what's the worst thing that happens is you have to go back to the cold, wet, expensive UK.
Their first guests, a party of 12, have come from the UK to celebrate a wedding.
Jill, hello. Hi. Baby's in the car.
How you doing?
They decided to book all of Peter and Lee's rooms after driving past the house during the renovations.
Newlywed, yeah. I used to live out here for about 2 years, so we wanted my Spanish friends out here to come and enjoy the wedding as well, so we thought, why not have two? We had a look round, and they hadn't done everything, but they were in the middle of it, really, and covered in paint and stuff like that, literally at that time, right?
After 18 months living alone during the renovation...
Shouldn't you be doing something as well? We should give new jobs, shouldn't we?
They're now adapting to looking after the guests on the complex.
But it was good when you see people walking around with a beer, you just think, you obviously feel at home. Or have we not bought enough alcohol?
It's crucial for Peter and Lee that their guests enjoy their stay.
I see it as a good opportunity because if they like it, they'll go and talk to other people about it. Whether they'll either like it because it's nice and peaceful and tranquil, or they'll go, "Ooh, it's very quiet here, isn't it?" Toilet flushed, we have toilet paper, hot water, lights, hand wash. Right.
Even though their accommodation is self-catering, Peter and Lee have planned a surprise meal to impress their first guests tonight.
See, Lee's trained as a chef, so he's one of these people who opens cupboard doors and does this and puts together a fantastic meal. And I just can't, I'm not at that stage.
The perfect place for food shopping is the town of Huercalovera, 20 miles down the road, where there is a local weekly market.
I want some pimenton.
It's very relaxed and very sort of informal, like, you know, if you want to stop and have a coffee, and there's no urgency, there's no rush. It's a bit like Spain altogether, really. It's all a bit mañana
A big draw for Chef Lee is the array of fresh fruit and veg on offer.
In the UK, you'll get produce picked unripe and then shipped in refrigerated lorries to the UK. Here you buy everything and it's ripe. There's a lot more flavour in because it's allowed to ripen on the plant. The only downside is it doesn't last, you have to use it straight away.
Back home, it's 4 hours to go until the big meal.
They're going to let us know what time they want dinner.
Oh, I've told the ones in the one bed 7:30.
OK.
But ex-chef Lee is unflappable.
So I've got things like fresh anchovy, some prawns, some squid, meatballs and some fried chicken, tortilla. So I hope they eat all those sort of things.
Lee used to feed 13,000 students a day as a university caterer in England, but he knows the success of this meal might help to bring in more customers, so satisfying tonight's guests is a must.
Well, we need to make enough to live on, so it is quite important. We need to make enough money to keep us here without one of us having to go back and work in the UK. Which a lot of people do. There's a lot of people that have to go back and work in the UK. Because unless you work for yourself, there's very little work over here.
With 12 guests about to sit down for dinner, will the meal be a hit and generate the good reviews Peter and Lee's business desperately need? It's summer in the French town of Rouffignac in the central Dordogne. Hundreds of thousands of tourists have arrived in the area to enjoy its traditional markets and the many local attractions. But there's no rest for husband and wife, Mark and Sylvie Young.
Today is just like so hot, close to the 40s.
It's now August, and after completing the floor in the loft, they're braving the summer heat to complete the outside of the holiday home.
So I come in every half an hour and we'll see how he's doing, if he hasn't melted yet.
Melted? I'm like fried like a piece of bacon.
Oh yeah, fried.
I need some more than that. I need more than that. All on my back.
All right, all right, all right, all right.
Exterior work has to be finished by the end of summer so they can start advertising for next year.
I can't really help, we only have one scraper. So...
With time running out, they can't afford any mistakes.
I'm paying the price for being so stupid yesterday. I rendered this wall yesterday, and then you've got to scrape it down 3 to 5 hours afterwards. So I thought what I'd do, I'd just spray it all with water, keep it moist, and come out and do it today. Well, it's set like stone. But it's become quite personal now, and it's sort of like me against the wall.
Honey, refreshment. What, do you want me to scrape?
Let me have a scrape. It's not scrap, it's scrape. I'm still teaching her English, because she so often corrects me on my French. You scrap away.
Constant difficulties and delays mean that Sylvie is still being roped in for the hard work, despite her inexperience.
When I work with you and then you get really grumpy because my work is not to your standard.
It's the wind. I'm just keeping the wall wet.
She just walks offside.
Just walk off,
She'd be
yes.
sacked for that.
Where are you off to?
Once Mark has put his wall right, he will tackle the big cosmetic refurbishment of the Gîtes outside area.
The main job's a patio. We've got 5,500 little tiny tiles. I'm hoping to lay 500 a day. You know, I just don't know. But no regrets about coming to France and doing this. I'm absolutely loving it. Sylvie and me always had a good relationship. It's even better now. You know, when a couple spend a lot of time together, sometimes it's not so good. But in actual fact, it's even better. I really enjoy Sylvie's company, so it's good. Oh, Vinny, well, thank you all. It's been a pleasure. I feel exhausted, but I'm pleased with that. Let's go. I'm going to go have a shower. I'm going for a drink. Ali, lock up. Come on, Jess.
But for the rest of today, Mark and Sylvie have put work to one side. They're having a housewarming party with their neighbours and some of their friends who've come over from England.
Reminds me of 1977 Jubilee party in the streets.
Living in France has made Mark a warmer host.
Lots and lots of kissing, which is quite a nice thing. I'm quite used to it now. I feel very comfortable even kissing men, which is quite nice. When all the friends came over from England, they all went, oh my God, Mark's changed. He's so much warmer and sociable now. Not so standoff English. It's nice to show our friends and family sort of the reality of living in France. You know, they're here enjoying a sample of our lifestyle, and that's nice.
Yes, it's
you know,
true,
and
yeah.
it's going to be sad to see them go.
I didn't want to say that because I'm going to cry.
No, okay.
It's hard, you know, because, yeah, you realise they are friends for life, but they've got to go away.
That's one of the only downsides of moving to France, isn't it?
Yeah.
If the Youngs are to stand a chance of carrying on living here, they have to stick to their work schedule. And 5,000 tiny patio tiles are the next big challenge. In Fuengirola, southern Spain, Sam's bar, run by best friends Gary and Karen, has enjoyed a successful start to the summer season.
Bar exceeded our expectations, in all fairness.
The amount of customers through the door is more than expected.
Gary and Karen's Easter service was a hit, but now they're back down to earth with a bump. It's now June, and halfway through Saturday afternoon opening, they've suffered a power cut.
It was literally, we were just in full operation. We were looking down the Paseo just to see how many people were out and about. We come back in, the one telly was off, so we thought, oh, that's a bit strange. Then the slush machine was off, and then when we investigated further, everything down this one back line of the bar, it was all off. Panic sets in a little bit because you don't know how long it's going to be off. Or in the past, if we have little cuts and things, it rectifies itself within minutes. But obviously, it's been going on for 5 hours trying to sort something out now. So it's a process over here in Spain.
Gary is back in the UK visiting his son, so Chef Steve has been put in charge of solving the problem.
All I've done is just rigged up an extension lead to the one existing plug socket that works.
Very technical.
What a chef always saves the day.
The repair may be ingenious, but as night falls, it's not enough to keep Sam's open.
Obviously, it's affected business this evening because we've got to turn people away. It's easier to close the bar than not give the proper service that we always would like to give.
If an electrician can't get them up and running by tomorrow, they stand to lose another lucrative service.
So it's our busy day tomorrow again, so we have all our prep for Sunday lunch and everything ready. That's what we've been busy doing again, and then this happens.
After closing the bar down, Karen needs to break the bad news to her business partner.
2 phases are working, 1 phase isn't, and basically we can't do anything until the janitor comes out tomorrow to open up this box. I'm totally confusing you, I know I am. I'm not an electrician, Gary.
All Karen can do now is cross her fingers, and with a firm promise from the electrician to be there in the morning, Karen better hope that his mañana does really mean tomorrow. Next time.
These are beef skewers.
Peter and Lee struggle with their first ever dinner service.
There's nowhere on the table
I'm sure there's a space to put that.
You really want me to show you where that space is?
As they near the end of their gîte renovation project,
I'm just mentally exhausted. I've just decided that I've had enough.
will Mark and Sylvie manage to finish the job?
When he's like that, I just don't talk to him.
And a new family moves to Spain to open their dream bar.
Well, kids, this is ours. We've got to make it.
But are they in for a bumpy ride?
My bank is empty. We've got nothing left. We need to open the bar. Every year, thousands of Brits head to Europe for a dream new life.
To a dad, that is just pure pleasure.
This is heaven on earth.
But sunshine and scenery and a great lifestyle need to be paid for.
My bank is empty. We've got nothing left.
So to fund their fairy tale,
get your little fishy when the boat comes in.
brave Brits are taking the plunge and going into business. On this series, we follow those expats.
Dave, you got any euros?
Setting up anything from bars and boat charters in Spain to vineyards and B&Bs in France.
Not happy. Not happy.
But will they flourish?
If we're going to do it, we must do it properly.
Or will they fail?
Money doesn't grow on trees. It is life or death.
And can they really make a life in the sun pay?
Fans broke down.
You are joking.
It went bang.
On today's show, as the summer season comes to an end,
It's been absolutely bloody awful, but brilliant as well.
these new B&Bers in France
Clean, clean, clean. I've already mopped the floor twice.
face up to some very tricky guests.
Run your finger across the top of the door. It's all right. She's not going to do that, though, right? Does anybody do that, do you think? They do on the telly.
Can this wannabe captain on the Costa
Man overboard! Man overboard. Something to indicate for me, please.
get his licence before the tourists go home?
You've got to keep you calm. Keep your wits about you.
And at the end of weeks of hard graft and spending,
we are down to our last couple of euro.
Will this unusual B&B get the thumbs up from its first guests?
If we don't get the accommodation right, if we don't get the people here, we have no income and we have nothing.
The Dordogne, often dubbed the food capital of France. It's France's main producer of strawberries and Europe's biggest producer of walnuts. In a small settlement called Cheval near the village of Vertiac, Jo Gell and her partner Alice Barnett have left the rat race of London well and truly behind. They're taking full advantage of the gastronomic delights on offer.
I think you have a completely different lifestyle here. You walk out of the door with your dogs and your cats and you look at the sunshine and you look at our garden and you think how lucky we are. OK, we're not rich in money, but we're rich in lifestyle. And I think that's the main thing. You know, that's what you want in life.
Jo and Alice have transformed a rundown farm into a top-class restaurant, à table.
Compliments to the chef.
They've also transformed the upstairs into a stunning, shabby chic B&B with enough accommodation for up to 7 people.
Toilet seat down or up? Toilet seat down.
Joe and Alice's business has been open for 5 months now.
It's been absolutely amazing. You have to book a week in advance, and we don't advertise, you know, that is literally just strictly word of mouth.
So far, they've hosted over 100 guests in their B&B and over 2,000 people in their restaurant. But it's been hard work.
The day's been absolutely bloody awful, but brilliant as well. But luckily, we've got an amazing team. Without them, it would have been bad.
It's September, time to decide if the business can work in the long term. But for now, there are more pressing matters. Joe and Alice are about to welcome some of their toughest guests.
My mum's coming with some friends first today. They booked in a few months ago. I've been kind of stressing. I think you always have that feeling of, is it going to be good enough? My mum and her friends are probably the most, properly immaculate people. In terms of when you go to their houses, you literally tiptoe into them because they're just so perfect.
So everything has to be immaculate.
One thing I really, really, really hate is showers.
Alice has got a phobia about people's hair in the showers, so that's my one job in the rooms is I come and remove the hair.
With today's guests arriving with such high expectations, Alice is feeling the pressure.
When most of our guests check in, you want it to be great and you want it to be perfect and people to have a lovely time, but when it's somebody that you know, you kind of stand by the door and you go, please like it, please like it, please like it. I really hope you do. Quick check. I think we are good to go. Clean, clean, clean. I've already mopped the floor twice. Run your finger across the top of the board.
It's all right. She's not going to do that, though, right?
Does anybody do that, do you think?
They do on the telly.
But clean rooms are not the only concern.
We had a power cut at one time when people had just checked in, and of course then there's no hot water.
You know, these things happen. We live in the countryside.
But no time to worry now. Joe and Alice's guests have arrived.
How lovely to see you.
How old is this place then?
It's got a date on the door that says 1864, but it's that's the only reason I know is because someone's actually kind of carved it in.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, great.
Absolutely gorgeous, thank you.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
I didn't really know what to expect, but it is absolutely beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful, it's clean, it's lovely. The colours are very restful. We're here till Saturday, but I would like to be here for a couple of months. I'd be thoroughly chilled out.
So lovely to see them. And really nice that they like it. That's such a relief. They're quite well travelled. So I really respect their opinion as well, so it's really nice to get their view on the rooms and the views and all of that kind of thing. No, it's good.
The guests now have lunch and an overnight stay to enjoy. If this great feedback continues, Joe and Alice are well on their way to ending their summer season on a high.
Cheers, guys.
Duquesa, one of the most exclusive resorts on the Costa del Sol and a regular haunt for the rich and famous. It sits on one of Spain's most spectacular marinas, where luxury yachts and boats moor gracefully on the crystal blue waters. But despite its exclusivity, property prices in this area are incredible value for money. A luxury penthouse apartment can be snapped up for as little as €65,000. That's around £50,000. The area is now home to Jerry Ferguson and his girlfriend Heather Walker, who swapped Scotland for sunny Spain.
Well, the weather's conducive to being over here, but it's a lot cheaper to stay here. It's an awful lot cheaper. The electricity's cheaper, gas is cheaper for your car, and food is cheaper.
So far this season, Jerry's dream of launching his own fishing charter business has had its highs.
Good God! It's an octopus.
And it's Lowe's.
The starboard engine's not even clicking over. Generator's not working.
Fuel starvation somewhere along the lines, we don't know why.
Jerry has been working to fix up Fatam, the boat he hopes to run his business from. It's bigger than his previous boat and can carry up to 10 passengers, meaning a potential income of up to €2,000 per trip. But to carry that many passengers, Jerry has to upgrade his licence. Today is the final day of training.
Basically the assessment sort of day. So we're going to give them some little tasks to do. There is still a bit more training to do, but it's basically can they control and handle the vessel safely, really, and get from A to B and know where they are.
Jerry can't afford to put a foot wrong today. With repairs to Fatam almost complete, he needs to qualify so he can get his fishing charter business going before the end of the season.
So, Jerry, I'd like you to head off in a direction out there somewhere. You've got to keep you calm. Keep your wits about you.
For one of today's tasks, Jerry has to navigate the boat through an exclusive port.
The boat off her bow. That's beautiful. What a beautiful picture that is.
With boats costing up to £12 million and many of them owned by celebrities, any collision would be disastrous.
Now that's my idea of heaven, that. Chris Evans bought Eddie Jordan's last boat. It was called Snapper, and it was a Princess. What was it? 24 metres or something, Princess? Sunseeker, that's what it was. And then he got a custom-made, built one right from the factory. And it's in Soto Grande.
But there's no time for celebrity spotting. It's now the final and toughest test of the day.
The method which has been used for years is one called a Williamson turn.
With a float in the water to simulate a man overboard, Jerry must turn the boat around and retrace his exact course to pick it up.
Basically, you head off 50, 60 degrees in one direction, and then as soon as you reach that bearing, then you turn the boat back round the other way and drive back down your wake line.
Man overboard! Man overboard. Something indicate for me, please, where the guy is. Maybe second. Yep.
Side of the boat.
He's on the port side of the boat. Port side. No. Slow down a bit. Don't want to run over the top of him.
Try and bring it nice and gently down the side.
Yeah.
Into neutral.
Yeah.
Really gently. OK, bring him in then.
Jerry's shown he can pull off the manoeuvre.
Could you give him the kiss of life, please?
In a real life situation, whoever's going to be recovering needs to put a life jacket on and maybe a harness, clip themselves onto the boat, yeah? Because we don't want the chance of somebody else falling over.
Sure. Every day's a learning day.
But he'll also need to have passed all the other tests to gain the upgraded licence he so desperately needs. Charente in southwest France, a laid-back rural paradise that epitomises the phrase getting away from it all. Here, roads are free from traffic, meaning pollution is 10 times less than that of the UK, and crime rates here are amongst the lowest in the whole of France. All this persuaded Andrew and Sue Davis that this area was the ideal location to embark on a new adventure abroad.
That whole laid-back lifestyle is very much us. It's what we were like in the UK, but we didn't really fit perhaps as well in the UK. Here, it's the way everybody lives.
Sue and Andrew left Cheshire 4 months ago and headed to the town of Compilation with a dream of opening a rather unusual type of B&B.
It's somewhere where people can come and relax and enjoy the night sky.
It's based around Andrew's love for astronomy.
I started being interested in astronomy when I was about 11 and been hooked ever since.
They bought an old farmhouse with 2.5 acres of land for just under €60,000. They have now transformed an outbuilding into accommodation for 8 guests.
We've done this. This is us. Entirely us. Our graft. Our ideas, our vision.
But the centrepiece of the business will be its hand-built observatory, and the pair have been working around the clock to get it finished.
I have a roof that moves.
It's now October, and while most tourist businesses are winding down...
We want people to have a good time. So, it is important that it's right.
Dark nights mean that this is just the start of the stargazing season, and Sue and Andrew need bookings.
If we don't get the accommodation right, if we don't get the marketing right, if we don't get the people here, we have no income and we have nothing. We are down to our last couple of euro.
But at last there's been some good news. The first booking is in the diary for a few weeks' time. But these B&B novices want to make sure they've got it right, so I've asked Andrew's friend John and his sons to test run the place as guinea pig guests.
I mean, I know John will be very kind, but we don't really want him to be saying nice things. We want him to be telling us the truth.
Astronomy-obsessed John is exactly the type of customer they'll need to attract, so Sue and Andrew are desperate to impress.
I'm actually really nervous. It's worse than I thought it was going to be. I suppose it's because we want it to work, we want to get it right.
But with just a few hours to go before John's arrival, they're cutting things very fine.
The toilet went in today, hasn't been used. The shower went on the wall this morning, hasn't been used. It's all a little bit last minute.
That's the handle on.
I thought you were putting the silver ones on.
I thought we were putting red on to match the...
You were going to do the silver one.
I've put that one on now.
Andrew is picking up John and his sons from Limoges Airport.
See you in a bit.
He's not flown for 15 years because he has an absolute phobia of flying. All sorted. So, the big issue about him coming over this time is to get on that plane and realise this is something he can do. That's us done till they get here. Just the dinner to cook now.
Thankfully, all their efforts to be ready are not in vain.
Hello.
Their first guest has conquered his flying fear.
How brave are you?
Don't start. Absolutely fine.
Was it?
Yeah, it was absolutely fine.
And astronomy nut John is keen to get the guided tour.
Still a building site, so come and see.
John and his son's first impressions will provide vital feedback.
It's brilliant. I can't believe the difference.
Especially for you.
Fantastic. I've got to have a look. I've been in an airplane today. I'm not worried about height. That's brilliant. Well done. Very nice.
But forget the bunk room. There's one place John can't wait to see. The specially built observatory with computers and a roof that rolls on and off to reveal the night skies.
I'm quite happy to sleep in here. Splendid. Be nice to get this up and running. I can't believe how much work you've done in such a short space. It's amazing, really.
Coming in blind, I am incredibly impressed.
With what? What do you like?
All of it. I'm a fan of the roof.
Oh, are you?
From the point of view of people coming on holidays, yes, things need finishing. But from an astronomy point of view, you can see the potential. It's actually brimming.
Andrew and Sue can breathe a tentative sigh of relief.
I mean, first impressions, they seem very impressed.
Good.
Yeah,
that's what we
very
want,
good.
isn't it?
Positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
Right, there's loads more of this, so make a start.
There's one thing they can't control, though, the night sky. And tonight, there's heavy cloud.
It's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the life of an astronomer, mate.
But Andrew's not about to panic.
It's clearing over here, and it's blowing that way. We'll give it about 10 minutes, and should be clear.
See gaps.
Yeah.
Because just a few minutes later...
The reflection's nice, isn't it, with the moon behind the cloud? You can see stars.
Yeah, you can see stars. Aha! Look at that. It's coming out. Lovely. It's really nice to just have a look at the moon, isn't it?
Yep.
and it's really, really clear.
The next morning, John and his boys prepare to return home. After what was a long night of stargazing.
No, he was up at 4 o'clock this morning, wandering around the garden in his underpants, looking at Orion, and he said it was just absolutely amazing. And I think it's really nice that John's seen that.
Mm.
I'm not sure about the neighbours seeing him walking around our garden in his underpants, but...
We've had so many hugs, have we? See, have a lovely time. Have we got it right?
Yeah.
What people would want?
Yeah, absolutely. The astronomers will come anyway because of the dark skies and because of you guys, but they'll bring their families as well because there's so much to do. Another kiss. All right.
And you get dogs.
See you soon. Everything is here. The most important thing is the dark skies, which it's got, and we've got an observatory that's going to be finished. We've got gear everywhere. It's got everything that you need as an astronomer.
John's visit has reassured Sue and Andrew that their business is on the right track.
You know, we can't kid ourselves that we haven't still got hard work, but maybe we've broken the back of it most certainly.
See you in a bit.
Bye, Sue.
And it's great to hear feedback from 3 people saying it works, it really does work, and this is what I want.
But the real test is still to come. In just over a month, the first paying guests will arrive. Then Sue and Andrew will find out if this business can fund their new life in the sun. Just outside the town of Vertillac, Joe and Alice have welcomed some very special guests.
When it's somebody that you know, there's something more... There is a little bit, tiny bit more pressure for some reason. I don't know why.
Alice's mum, Dawn, and her 2 good friends have come to stay. Now Joe is preparing lunch for their VIP guests.
I think it's always really difficult when you have people that actually know you and they come and stay. You do feel they're not just judging the place, they're judging you and what you've done and what you've done with the place. So I think that can be, yeah, it can be a little daunting, let's say.
Alice intended today's lunch to be a simple, informal picnic.
What I said to everybody when they were arriving today was like, yeah, I'll just put a little bit of cheese and patty on a plate.
But Joe doesn't do simple or informal.
I was an artist and graphic designer before I started doing this, and so for me, it's another medium. You eat with your eyes and as much as you eat with your mouth, in a sense that, you know, stuff has to look nice. But yeah, I could get in trouble for overcomplicating things.
And she also needs to make an extra special effort today.
Bonnie and Chibi are absolutely amazing cooks. Really love their food. They're really, but yeah, you know, Bonnie particularly is just an incredible cook. So no pressure.
Joe's serving up goat's curd and beetroot salad, deep-fried oysters, rustic terrine and home-smoked salmon, plus plenty of cheese.
Where do you want me to sit?
Whatever you like. Who wants a glass of wine?
Yes, please.
Most importantly.
Bon appetit.
Which one of you walked down to the bakery for the bread this morning, or did you make it?
No,
You
I
went
went
to...
to the...
Yeah, we thought about making bread, but you know, in France, the bakers are great.
We've had the most splendid lunch.
Thank you.
Absolutely wonderful.
So far, so good. But Joe and Alice regularly experience power cuts here. They're now hoping to make it through the night without a hitch.
But, you know, these things happen. We live in the countryside.
And overnight, it's happened again.
We had a power outage last night, so I was up most of the night trying to sort out the power.
But about 5 o'clock, we suddenly thought, well, actually, we really do need to get this back on again because nobody's going to have any hot water. And also, my guests are quite keen to blow dry their hair.
It's probably what set it off in the first place.
I don't know how they slept, but certainly in the middle of the night, they would not have had a light. Even if they wanted to get up and go to the bathroom, there's no electricity at all. So that means no heaters, no light in the loo.
It's 9 o'clock and the guests are awake and ready for breakfast.
Good morning.
How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Oh, fine, thank you. Oh, what a lovely evening.
Did you notice that the power went off?
No. Your beds are so comfortable. And it's so warm. It was like sleeping under a soft cloud. The water was lovely this morning. Not very hot. Good. It is. It's so relaxing here.
Oblivious to the power cut, the special guests are still singing the B&B's praises.
It was absolutely beautiful mattress. It was so comfy. All the showers worked and what have you, and it was absolutely lovely.
Very comfortable, slept like a lamb.
Yes.
Spoiled.
Yes, absolutely. That lunch yesterday. Oh.
It's a perfect spot, isn't it? Quiet, beautiful. Yes, enjoy it very much. So I hope to come back again before too long.
We're definitely going to come back, yes.
As they prepare to take stock of their first year running the business, this feedback is great for Joe and Alice to hear. But there's no time to rest on their laurels. In a couple of hours, they have a Sunday lunch service to deal with, and the restaurant is fully booked. In southwest France, the big day for Andrew and Sue's B&B has finally arrived. After 5 months of relentless work, they're about to find out if their new observatory B&B can impress the paying public, who are looking to take advantage of this area's amazingly clear night skies.
Everybody else who's been, they're friends, so we know them really quite well. So this is a bit of a weird one, really, isn't it? This is someone we've got no idea how old he is. We don't know anything about him, do we?
Right.
Okay, have you got your keys?
Andrew is picking up stargazer Chris from the airport.
This is someone who's paying to be here. So we've got to get it right, because the last thing we want is for him to go back and say, waste of time. So it is important, because a lot of our business will come word of mouth. It's a small community, the UK astronomy community, so you can't really afford to upset anybody.
And now, after 5 months of hard graft, the moment of truth has finally arrived.
Hello, hi Chris.
Nice to meet you finally.
Yes, I have to do the French. You have to do that while you're here.
Keen astronomer Chris has high hopes after leaving cloudy Britain behind.
This last night, this last week, was our first clear night in about 2 months.
That's awful, isn't it?
Well, one of the guys from the north, he did say that he'd had 2 nights in July when he could go out, and Andrew said we've had 2 nights in July when we couldn't go out. So what's your interest then?
My goal is to do the whole Orion area, like a mosaic, all in hydrogen alpha.
Yeah.
So that's the goal.
Andrew's hoping the hand-built observatory, complete with a rolling roof, will be perfect for the night's stargazing.
That's your south. Orion comes up over there. Have a think about what you're wanting to image and how we can connect it up, and do what you want to do. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
So much.
It's really nice for Andrew to have someone who appreciates all his equipment, because of course it's completely wasted on me. I've got no idea whether it's good or not. I think it's great to be able to show off this is what we've got. And our sky, look, it's fabulous.
As darkness descends, Chris and Andrew prepare for a long night.
I'm very, very excited. Living in London, you don't really get to see that many stars, so really excited to have some clear skies tonight.
Fingers crossed that the skies stay clear.
Looking good. Stars out already.
This is exactly what I was hoping for. Really good setup. Having the little observatory here and the roll-on, roll-off roof. Yeah, interested to see how it progresses.
The telescopes are fitted with a system like a car sat-nav. They're linked to computers with software that can direct the telescope to particular stars at the click of a button.
So it's got GPS, so it will automatically know where it should be. So click on menu, and then that's all your options. Cool.
Chris is planning to be out all night in the observatory. Sue and Andrew are hoping he'll capture some great images and use these to spread the word back home.
So that's you ready? First night stargazing. Looking forward to it?
Let's do it.
Brilliant. Let's go for it. Cool.
In southern Spain, Glaswegian Jerry has just completed the final day of his captain's course.
We're going to try and bring it nice and gently down the side. Into neutral, really gently.
If he passes, he'll be able to take up to 10 paying customers aboard his new boat, the Fatam. Now course leader Phil has the results.
You performed very well. You know, from day one, nothing really major. Well, I'm afraid to say I've got to let them know that there's 4 more hazards to major navigation. So congratulations.
Well done, young man.
Thank you.
Lady.
It's a huge relief for Jerry.
It's totally 100% when Phil was recommended to me. Now I know why. A lot of patience, especially with me.
And do you think your patience has calmed down a bit now?
I have. You did say, Jerry, you've calmed down quite a bit. I loved every single bit of it. Every single bit of it.
Test passed. Now he needs to update his sailing licence.
And I need 2 pictures taken. And I want you to make me beautiful.
It's very, very difficult, Jerry.
Oh, good luck. Come on.
Back to your left.
Left.
Yeah, that's that way, the whole body.
All right.
That's a great one. We'll use that one.
That's what it looks like more often than not.
Yeah, that's shock. That's shock. Do you know what that face there says? How much?
I go on a boat with Heather, and that's not a problem, but with a captain looking like that...
No chance,
No.
It's the next day, and there's even more good news.
She's looking brilliant, isn't she?
Just about finished now.
She's looking brilliant.
So I've just got to check the battery. I'll need another battery for it.
Fatam's owner, Gary, has been overseeing extensive repairs and renovations, and now the boat is ready to go back into the water.
There's Fatam's berth there. No, Heather will spend a lot of time going round every nook and cranny in here, making sure it's complete and totally dust-free.
Right then, son, off we go.
Jerry and Gary are forming a good working relationship. And with Fatam now berthed, Jerry's wasting no time in producing some publicity material for his fishing charter business.
Lovely.
Yeah, so very happy with that, yeah. Don't see why we couldn't put one in the window. Yeah. What do you charge for those? For the window display, or the window advertisement? Oh.
€10 a month.
10 a month? Well, maybe take 4. 100 for a year, mate. Sounds all right, doesn't it?
Jerry is ready to launch his new business.
One of the biggest fishing boats on the Costa del Sol. There isn't another 53-footer doing what we do. And what makes Fatam unique, it's only one of its type in the UK, in the world, that type of boat. So a lot of folk want to go on boats like that. It's a one-off.
But then, just a few days later, there's some devastating news from Gary. The official paperwork required to certify that Fatam is fit for purpose has been delayed, and it won't now arrive before the end of the season. Fatam won't be ready to charter until next summer.
I'm not panicking. I'm not panicking. I'm annoyed, but I'm not panicking. What I've discovered is mañana. I've discovered, let's no sweat the small stuff. Circumstances change, but no, it's still a beautiful country. It's fantastic people. I'd rather be skint with the sun in my back than skint with the rain in my face. And it's as simple as that. Simple as that.
But with Jerry now not being able to launch the business until next year, he needs an income.
And I set up last night to the small Ours, pondering what direction we could go now. I've got to stay on the water, especially since I've just spent €850 in a certificate.
But luckily, Spanish-speaking Heather has managed to land herself a job teaching the language to British expats.
How do you explain something is good, tasty, obviously?
Rico. If something is tasty, it's rico.
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 And it seems despite all the ups and downs, Jerry and Heather's dream of a new life in the sun is still very much alive.
You're more qualified than you actually need to be for anything.
Yeah, for anything in these waters.
And I've learned a lot about boats and knots and plumbing, sonar, radar,
the safety
everything,
aspects, yeah.
things that I never ever knew before.
Whoa, tuna, did you see it there? Right out in front of us, it came right out of the water. No, it's not tuna at all, it's a bird. As I say, even when we're skint, we've not got any money, we're still happier than we would be back in the UK.
It doesn't matter where we are, as long as we're together, we don't care.
In Confalon, Sue and Andrew Davis are eagerly awaiting feedback from their first ever paying guest, Chris.
You have to do the French. You have to do that while you're here.
Feedback that will help them decide if their new business is on the right track. Chris and his host, Andrew, have spent the whole night stargazing and managed to capture some stunning photos of the crystal clear skies. It's the next morning, and Chris is still catching up on some much-needed sleep.
Morning.
Hello. Have you had some sleep?
A couple of hours.
So what did you think about last night, then? As a first person coming who we didn't know, what was your sort of impression?
I thought Chris had a really good time. I think the highlight of the evening was when we came back in at 6 o'clock this morning, and I said to Chris, "So what do you think? Are you happy?" And he looked at me and smiled and said, I just had such a great time. That was, that for me was the highlight. It just made it all worthwhile. That gives me a real boost. It's positive, very positive.
And just an hour later, it's time for the all-important verdict.
Good morning.
Hello. So, did you have a good time?
I had an amazing time.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes. Really good night last night.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, I got to see what I wanted to see, so I'm hoping for another camera.
And you've got some good photos, haven't
Yes.
you?
Yeah, very, very good photos.
Great.
I'm very happy.
Good.
Sue and Andrew swapped a 1960s bungalow in the UK for a farm with 2.5 acres of land in the French countryside. And now their business has one very satisfied customer.
I had such a good night last night. Incredibly friendly hosts, super helpful, super friendly. When the first photo came in, Andrew and I were just looking at the computer screen like, wow, this is amazing. Can't believe the amount of detail coming through, and I'm so chuffed. They definitely have a successful future ahead of them. I'll be back, I guarantee.
So that's good to know that we've got it right, and the atmosphere and the culture and everything that we've got here is going to be right for people. Yeah.
This venture has been a huge undertaking for Sue and Andrew. They used all their life savings and pushed themselves to the limit physically to get the observatory open in time for the dark winter nights. But now they know it's all been worth it.
How would I describe my life at the moment? I would probably say I am that child in that sweet shop and I've been given free range. So I was working last night, but no, it doesn't feel like work. No, it's not work.
With bookings coming in and confidence growing, Sue and Andrew have sold all their remaining assets in the UK They've now bought a 2-bedroom farmhouse next door with 2.5 acres of land for €65,000. Because next year, their Astro farm is expanding.
This is our forever home, and I have no doubts about that. This is where I'm going to live for the rest of my life. So it was a no-brainer, really, to decide that we would sell up in the UK and absolutely cut our ties and invest the money here, where we're going to be.
It is quite a step for us, leaving all the things that you know, things that you take for granted, the familiar things, you're leaving them behind. Did we make a mistake? I don't think so. I certainly don't feel like it.
This is exactly what I've always yearned all my life. This is exactly it. If I could have drawn it in a book or bought it off a shelf, this would have been absolutely it. I don't feel like I've left anything at all. I feel absolutely that I've come to where I want to be.
In the French Dordogne, Alice and Joe are preparing for one of the last Sunday lunch services of their first summer season.
It's been absolutely fantastic, but there has been blood, sweat, tears, arguments. And so what we'd like to do next season is do the same thing again, but with less of that.
Joe and Alice have come a long way, running a successful B&B and restaurant throughout the summer. And they want to finish the season on a high.
Just some emergency creme brulees because I messed up the other ones.
I'm just going to stand here and try to look pretty, but I haven't washed my hair for about a week.
We are absolutely spent right now. I really have to say we couldn't be more tired or more happy about how it's gone, but we are absolutely exhausted now.
And it's no wonder, because Joe's Sunday roasts and immaculately presented dinners have been packing out the restaurant.
Right, we need to get this gravy out.
And this lunchtime is no different.
This year, I think, for our first year, without question, we feel like it's gone incredibly well, but we really have worked hard for that. But we've learnt a huge amount.
Today, just like at the end of every other service, the customers' reviews are glowing.
It's delicious.
Yeah. It's our first visit to here. Yep. Loved it.
Yep.
We'll definitely be back.
You're just so relaxed. You're not rushed. The people, brilliant. Just going down into the sunshine, but I must say thank you. That was absolutely perfect.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm so glad.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice to have met you.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. Really, really gorgeous. Thank you so much. Really, really lovely. Thank you.
Opening a restaurant and B&B off the beaten track was a big gamble, but all their hard work has paid off. Joe and Alice have built up a business that they feel could set them up for life.
We've learned a lot from the first year. I mean, it's been a big learning curve, but it couldn't have gone better in the sense of reputation.
Oh, goodness.
It's been amazing.
We're really absolutely delighted that we put everything into this restaurant, absolutely everything.
The reviews are amazing. What we've done is amazing, and I think it shows with the repeat custom that we've had with the restaurant.
They can now look forward to their future.
We're really, really happy here, and I think based on the first season, it's going to go well. We're really excited to go into the second year. Well done, everyone. We had all our setup costs and all that kind of stuff, and it's, you know, no business runs at a massive profit in the first year of business. So we're looking forward to a massive profit next year. We live on site, we work on site, we live together, we're in a relationship together.
I think you really learn the strength of your relationship when you work together. There's no question.
We still love each other.
All these Brits have turned their dreams of a life in the sun into a reality. As well as renovating their own home, Sue and Andrew are beginning work on the farm next door, which they're turning into a high-end gîte for stargazing guests. After receiving his captain's licence, Jerry is confident of getting a new boat charter business out on the Med in time for the busy summer season. In the meantime, Heather continues to teach Spanish until the business is up and running. Joe and Alice are currently refurbishing rooms in their B&B and bookings are already up by 100% from last year. They've also just received an award for excellence and are planning to extend the business to cater for weddings.